How is everybody doing? How everybody doing? This is your boy Harlem and I'm back with another video. So on today's video, this won't be our late night special. It's 23:40 p.m. right now. It's close to 00:00 a.m. Probably like a Sunday. Um I'm kind of late as fuck. I'm late as fuck, ain't gonna lie, but I just wanna share what I wanna share because my energy and my mood and like everything be like I need to record. So yeah, that's gonna be our outlook for the coming week of the 27 Feb all the way to 3 March. Financial disclaimer, everything I say or do is basically or it's based off my own experience and my own opinion. Whatever I share might happen, it might not. We just market anticipators. Everything is just a probability game. It might happen, it might not. So we're going to just step into it and see what we can find. Never mind the noises that you guys hear outside. People are also late, like I am. So it's just a late weekend. We're having a late weekend, I guess. So looking at the NAS, you can tell the like price did break our support right there. Like we did anticipate that like if we get a break of support and a retest of support, price will continue to the downside. So we printed another support right there before we saw with this support zone formation and a break and a close below of that very same zone. The only thing that I would be expecting from the NAS is to only price up a retest and continue to the downside, or for price to break back in and retest below and retest above and continue to the upside. But I'm positive with price having a retest and continue to the downside because when I look at the overall prices been moving in lower lows and in lower highs. So to me, price closed on a lower low. I'd be expecting a lower high and a continuation to the downside. So my trade idea is that retest of intraday support, we continue bearish. That's the only thing I'm looking for and the only thing I'm expecting price to do. Like I repeat, it's an anticipation. Price might do it, price might not. You follow me, people. So I'm only looking for price to have a retest and what a continuation to the downside with a lower high formation and look forward for new lower lows before me. So on the hourly, the only thing I'm looking for is to continue bullish and is to continue below lows, be bearish following for our retest. So because now there are lows which price printed out, if price won't have a retest and price will be looking to continue to the downside, then we simply anticipate what continuations to the downside once we have our first 4 hour candle closing below those current price lows. So the next, I'm just looking for price to have a retest and continue to the downside. Looking at gold. So like I said, I didn't have a trade idea on gold. I was looking for price to break this resistance and continue to the upside with a one anticipation of a wedge breakout retest and continue to the downside. But unfortunately, price did what? Price moved sideways. Price was moving sideways the whole week until we had what? A break. We were close below our support, our correction on our support side, right? So with price closing below our support, I'm only looking for price to have a retest and continue to the downside because there's nothing else that I'd be looking for. There's nothing else that I'd be looking for, right? Price is moving sideways and price at a close below. Let's look for a retest and continue to the downside. If we had a close above, I'd be looking for a retest above and a continuation to the upside. So my trade idea is we bearish at retest of support or bearish or below current price lows. This current price, the lows that price printed out would continue bearish if price breaks or closes below those lows, or the prices of pullback or a retest for continuation to the downside. So my hourly is we look for a lower high formation with 4-hour retest to continue bearish. Like I say, prices are lower low. I'm looking for a retest right there, being our lower high in anticipation of what a continuation to the downside. So even on gold, I'm also looking for price to have a pullback. In order, I'm looking for price to have a retest and continue to what to the downside. Looking at German 30, so we finally have a close. We finally have a close below our support on German 30. Price has been holding support. Price has been holding resistance and support until we had an impulsive breakout to end the week on Friday. So obviously with the price having been close below, I'm looking for a retest in anticipation of a continuation to the downside. There's nothing else that I'll be looking for, because my trade idea is we look for a retest of our support to continue bearish. Price has been holding support and price has been holding resistance. If price closed above resistance, we'll be looking for retest and a continuation to the upside. So fortunately, we broke out of support. We expect a retest in anticipation of a continuation to the upside. My hourly is we bearish below current price. We bearish below lows, or we fall off our direction. Like I said, if price doesn't have a retest or a pullback to continue to the downside, and price chooses to close below our current price lows, then we would expect continuation to the downside, because we have price closing below our lows, and that will be it. You fool me, people. And I will share how I took this trade on Friday, people. So a video won't be coming up as soon as I upload this outlook in anticipation of what I mean. I'll be dropping a video, this outlook that I'm recording right now, and then tomorrow on Monday I'll drop the trade breakdown of how I took this clean 219, this 218 pip, 125 risk reward. So like I repeat, price closed below our support. I'm looking for a retest for price to continue to the downside. But if price closes above, then we look for a retest above to continue or reverse to the upside. So yeah, that's it. Looking at US 30. I'm late, people. I'm late as fuck. Looking at US 30, there's nothing that I would say on US 30, because I said, as long as price is holding our support, then let's look for price to continue to the upside. But unfortunately, price had a breakout and didn't come for a retest and just continued to the downside. So I had to mark out this previous support, which price continued or moved up above of and traded above from. I see now that my price is looking to come back to this very same zone. So with me not having a trade idea, the only thing I'm looking for is for either price to continue to the downside. If we hold the zone, then we hold it with a fail to break and a reversal to the upside. But if we get a break and a retest, we continue to to the downside. But I don't have a trade idea, people. It's just an anticipation which I'm trying to share. You feel me? Until I find a stronger confirmation or bigger confirmations into why I need to take those trades. Looking at USD CAD. So USD CAD, people. USD CAD has been moving sideways and trading above our resistance. And like I did share my potential direction for USD CAD on the 6 months or the whole year. You follow me? I'm looking for continuations to the upside if price continues breaking our resistance. So so what am I looking for now? Because now price had an impulsive breakout of our current price correction. So not to say I'm looking for a retest, but I'm looking, because now price is showing signs that we might be having a higher low formation in anticipation of a continuation of a new higher high. So my trade idea is I'm looking for a pullback on exhaustion to continue bullish before me. I don't see, I'm not anticipating price coming back right there for retest, because price is giving the signs that we might be creating our higher low in anticipation of a continuation to the upside. For my hourly is we follow our 4-hour direction. Like I say, I'm looking for pullback on exhaustion to continue to the upside with push phase, exhaustion, push phase, exhaustion, push phase. pull back or exhaustion, depending on what price might be doing in anticipation of what continuation to the upside. So that's my take on USD. I'm still bullish with price because we have what impulsive candlesticks to the upside, and we're having signs that price might be continuing to the upside. So on Tesla, I don't have a trade idea. I don't have a trade idea. So we move. Bitcoin. So Bitcoin now, Bitcoin, we kind of like broke. There are zones which we kind of like broke out of on Bitcoin, people. Let me, I did something that I did press. I know it, and I was not supposed to press that bullshit, but let's just move it. I'm late as fuck. Yeah, so sorry about that. So looking at Bitcoin, Bitcoin broke off the lows, right, or the support that we had. So with price having a breakout, with price now having a breakout right there. Now, with price having a breakout or with price continuing to the downside, my trade idea is I'm looking for a pullback on exhaustion fees to continue to the downside. Because now price has approached, I'm looking for an exhaustion or a pullback in anticipation of what price continuing to the downside. Because like I said, long as price trades below our resistance right there, we continue to the downside. So price did hold resistance until we broke out of our intraday support in what anticipation of a continuation to the downside. So my trade idea is I'm looking for a pullback or an exhaustion to continue bearish, and that would be it. I wouldn't be looking for much. I wouldn't be looking for less. But if price continues pushing to the downside, then that would be it. That would be it. I wouldn't be doing anything else. So looking at Ethereum, I don't have a trade idea. But I did say on my previous outlook, that long as price is holding resistance or long as price is trading below resistance, let's continue to the downside. But if price hit a trade above our resistance, I'll be looking for continuations to the upside. So now I don't have a trade idea. The only thing I'll be waiting for is for price to get to my support. If I fail to break, I'm looking for a reversal. But if I break out, wait for a retest and continue to the downside. That's it on Ethereum. Not looking for much, not looking for less. Litecoin, because I'm like a to late like I am right now, negative late. So let me remove this. This was just an anticipation I had today. Got up to Canal. So Litecoin, how I took this trade. I will share how I took this trade. So now price is holding support, like the price is holding resistance, but now we're trading above resistance. I'd say price is holding support, basics of trading. So now with price holding support like this, what I'm looking for now is for price to go out to continue to the upside with bullish momentum, or for price to continue to the downside with a break begin of our resistance, retest above, retest below, in anticipation of continuation to the downside with what lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high formation, and price continuing to the downside. So my trade idea is we bullish above resistance, we bearish below. You follow me? Like I say, I'll continue bullish once I get that momentum, once I get now price trading above the zones with a break, retest, and a continuation to the upside. But if price trades below, then wait for a retest below of our resistance in anticipation of a reversal or continuation to the downside. So that's it on Bitcoin. I'm not looking for much. I'm not looking for less. Last but not least, we're having oil. So I didn't have a trade idea in my previous outlook on oil. Right now, I do have a trade idea now. You follow me, people? So why now am I looking at oil, or why am I having a trade idea on oil? Now, price now did tried to push to the downside, but unfortunately price reversed and price pushed to the downside. But unfortunately price created the rejection and reversed to the upside. So now with price having bullish candlesticks to close our week, the only thing I'm looking for is a price has a bullish continuation to the upside. Our first 4-hour candlestick when market opens, if it closes above my key level, then I'll simply continue to the upside. But if price closes below, then I'll look forward for reversals to the downside. So my trade idea is we bearish below key level or bullish above. And that's it. And that's it. And that's it. I wouldn't be forcing entries. I wouldn't be looking for the holy grail. I wouldn't be looking for much, and I wouldn't be looking for less. I'm simply looking for what's there for me to take, and I would live out the rest, and that would be it. So people, that's your boy Hanum. That's my outlook. So I feel like on this coming week, we'll be looking for more price having to pull back or to retest before we can continue with our overall direction. So price would be looking for us to be more patient because there's nothing else that I can say. Prices broke out of support, broke out of resistance, closed above support, closed above resistance, closed below support, closed below resistance. So I'm looking for price to have a pullback in order for me to look for continuations to the upside or to the downside. So the support Harlem late night special, just like Rich and Unemployed, John Dubuton. Shout out to the nigga. That's all I got in this video, people.